Morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do the July 19th, just for today, in a meditation. Hope you're doing well today. The title of the meditation is Fulfilling Our Dreams. Fulfilling Our Dreams. It says, dreams that we gave up long ago can now become realities. That's from the basic text, page 71. All things begin with a dream, but how many of us fulfilled our dreams while using? Even if we managed to complete something we had started, our addiction usually robbed us of any pride in our accomplishment. Perhaps when we used, we dreamed of the day when we would be clean. That day has come. We can use this day to make our dreams come true. To fulfill our dreams, we must take action, but our lack of self-confidence may keep us from trying. We can begin by setting realistic goals. The success we experience when we attain our initial goals allows us to dream bigger dreams the next time around. Some of our members share that when they compare the ambitions they had when they first got clean with what they have actually achieved in recovery, they are astounded. In recovery, we often find more dreams come true than we could ever have imagined. Just for today, I will remember that all things begin with a dream. Today, I will allow myself to make my dreams come true. Let's take a moment of silence followed by a wee version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. Please and thank you. What a powerful meditation. I'm just sitting here, thinking, oh, yeah, today's your mother's birthday. And you haven't reached out to her, but today is her birthday. I still have a few hours to do that. How could someone so important slip your mind? That's what I'm telling myself, right? Today is her birthday. That's amazing. And that she has done so much in her life. I would never characterize her as a recovering addict, but she lives her life intentionally and on purpose and with a lot of spiritual principles. And so she's someone that I've admired over the years. And even in my late age, I receive her as a mentor, right, for my life. And so I want to say congratulations, because this is her 84th year. And so that's a beautiful thing to me. The other thing that came to mind as I was reading this is that it's very important for the newcomer to realize that there's a lot of excitement that goes into you're finally getting clean. A lot. But the problem can come in when we start to try to tally up how much clean time we have with what we thought we would have accomplished by a certain age in life. And this is my suggestion. Okay, say you're 50 and you're just now getting clean and maybe you only have 2 weeks. You have to live your life like you have 2 weeks clean. That doesn't mean that you get to stop being mom or going to work or anything like that, but you have to make room for the amount of clean time that you've gathered. You have to make space for it and give yourself grace, because if you don't, you're going to do the same thing a lot of us have done. Beat ourselves up over why we haven't done better or more by now. And you don't want that. You don't want to get into the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You want to stay in the positive zone. You want to stay in the I'm in it to win it now and I'm going to kick butt while I'm here type zone. You don't want to live in the drudgery of the past and all of that stuff that you could have done different, because there will be plenty of time in this program to work through that. If you work the steps with a sponsor, you have plenty of time to sort that out. And by the time you get to writing your inventory and you get through figuring out what your character defects are and humbly asking God to remove your shortcomings in step 7 and doing your step 8 and 9, by the time you get to that, you will be plenty ready. But if you want to take the bull by the horns right now, the whole china cabinet is going to get torn down, right? Because it's too much too soon. So, in regards to this, to the newcomer, I want to say fulfilling your dreams is completely possible. Ask an old timer about their dreams that they had when they first got here. It probably was moving out of somebody's house, moving out of trap house. It was probably something that today we would look back and say, that was a given. There's no way I can continue to get clean and live the way that I was living. That was a given. But ask them about the things that they've done since, the places they've traveled, the people they've seen, the goals they've accomplished educationally or with their employment for their career. There's so much more that they accomplished than they ever thought that they would. That's going to be your story too. I'm almost positive of it because you're doing what you need to do. And if you continue to do that, that's how it's going to lay out because positivity comes from doing positive things. Like I was telling my nephew just a second ago, it doesn't matter what all of the past was like, but if you keep making the right decision for the right reasons, the decision right in front of you, instead of blowing through it like it means nothing, make the right decision for the right reason. By the time you know it, you get through a week, a month, months, right? Of making those kind of decisions, everything that has to happen is going to fall in that direction because you're stacking the deck in that direction of making right decisions for the right reasons. So why would it not turn out okay or right? It may not always turn out exactly what we were expecting, but it's going to turn out positively because you're doing all of the positive things that you should. And when it doesn't, when that does happen, 9 times out of 10, something got in the way of it doing that. And 9 times out of 10, if you're like me, I can usually pinpoint when I decide to take my will back, right? When I decide to do not the best right thing, but what was most convenient. And I ended up with a most convenient result, right? So I don't get to place blame on people why my dreams aren't coming true. I am the person that can initiate fulfilling them with just today, just with this moment in today. I want you to remember that all things begin with a dream. Today, allow yourself to make your dreams come true. My name is Mighty Stream. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to talk to you tomorrow.